In this video, we are going to talk about what you need to do to set up your model before you start drawing. Those include specifying document units, determining your fluid zones, and selecting your pipe specifications. The document units selected become the default units for all data input fields for devices that are added to the piping system model after the units are defined. These default units are used to display results on the flowsheet and in the results section of the property grid. The default document units can be changed at any point, and any device added to the model after that point will use the new document units, but the devices added previously will maintain the units defined initially. Previously entered design data will not be converted to the new document units. To change the default document units, all you need to do is open the document units dialog from the toolbar here, or from the system drop-down menu. Once the dialog is open, you will be able to change the units used. You specify the pressure reference here, and change the atmospheric pressure here. You can even calculate a new atmospheric pressure from the Calculate Atmospheric Pressure button, and then enter in the elevation of your system location measured from sea level. Then you can change your flow rate units here, or create a custom unit if we do not provide the unit your system requires. Finally, any units can be adjusted from the drop-downs here. But say you only have the design data in metric units, but want your default in English units. It is possible to change the units for the design data of any device that has a field with a numerical value and a unit. To do this, you will select the device on the flowsheet, and in the design data field in the property grid of the device, click inside the field to reveal the drop-down menu for the units. Click on the drop-down and select the unit you desire from the list of available units. For some devices, you will be able to change the units when you enter in the operation for that device. For example, just select the flow rate type, and then select the flow rate unit for the flow rate you are entering. The second part to this video is how to create your fluid zones for your model. You can open the fluid zone dialog here on the toolbar or under the system drop-down menu. Once open, click New to create a new fluid zone. Then another dialog will open where we specify the information for the new fluid zone. With this version of Pipeflow Professional, Engineered Software has partnered with NIST to add the NIST fluid table to the Pipeflow program. There you have a choice of whether to use the NIST tables, the MKS tables, or create a custom table. The fluid that I need for my system is water, therefore I will enter water in for the name and then select water from the list of NIST fluids. Once selected, you can see that some of the information has already filled in for my fluid. Next, I need to specify my temperature and pressure of my fluid so that Pipeflow can then pull the other data, like density and viscosity, from the tables. For my system, I am going to enter a temperature of 60 degrees Fahrenheit and a pressure of 75 psig. As you can see, the density, viscosity, and other information have filled in. Now I will click OK to save the fluid zone. And now we are taken back to the main fluid zone dialog where we see our newly created fluid zone and a summary of the fluid zone on the right-hand side. I will click OK to close the fluid zone dialog. The last topic of this video is how to create pipe specifications. To create a new pipe specification, we need to open the specifications dialog. The dialog can be opened here on the toolbar or from the system drop-down menu. Similar to the fluid zone dialog, we will click New to create a new specification. Another dialog will open, and we will then specify the name of our pipe specification. I'm just going to name my pipe specification Steel SCH 40. Next, we need to select the pipe table we would like Pipeflow to use to pull the data from. I will select Steel A53B36.10 specification and the schedule opening the selection and choosing 40. As you can see on the right-hand side, the data has filled in from the table. There are two other sections in this dialog. These sections are used for pipe sizing and specifying limits for your system. The first section is sizing criteria. In this section, you can specify a velocity, head loss, or pressure drop that you want to size your pipes for. In this system, I want to size my pipes for an 8 feet per second velocity. Therefore, I will choose design velocity from the dropdown and then enter 8 in the box. The last section is user, to specify user design limits for your system. If these limits are exceeded in the calculations, the device will be highlighted and you'll be warned that the device is not within your limits. Both these sections are optional and therefore I'm not going to enter any design limits for this system. I will click OK to save my new pipe specification. And, just like the fluid zone dialog, my new specification has shown in the list along with a summary of the specification on the right-hand side. Finally, I will close the specifications dialog by clicking OK once more. We have now specified all the project settings required prior to building our models. Please continue on in the Quick Start series to learn how to design your systems in Pipeflow Professional.